Welcome to A Hagerstown Story, The Sox Tavern Part 1. In the heart of Hagerstown, Maryland's historic West End, there was once a bustling blue-collar neighborhood of hard-working families. Factories and the constant rumble of trains stood a modest establishment that became part of local lore. Long before Burhan's Boulevard and the overpass was built in the 60s, there was Foundry Street with railroad tracks that ran alongside Foundry Street and homes and businesses, literally steps from the passing trains. One such place was Sox Tavern. It was a gritty, vibrant slice of mid-20th century America where after a long workday, folks gathered for simple food, cold beer, and good company. According to my wife, Joanne Sox Schlotterbeck, and her brother Jack, the building on the right in this newspaper photo from the Herald Mail was Sox Tavern. The tavern faced Foundry Street, which is now Burhan's Boulevard, located at the intersection point of Salem Avenue and Church Street in Hagerstown's West End. If you look closely, you can see the railroad crossing lights. Judging by the cars in the photo, it was taken in the 50s, with the train overpass visible in the background under construction. To me, this brings back nightmare memories of being stuck in traffic for as much as an hour by stalled trains blocking your path. I grew up in Halfway, so the railroad tracks on Virginia Avenue, Wilson Boulevard, and the Downsville Pike were the bane of our existence until overpasses solved the problem. Although we often cursed the trains, the Western Maryland Railway influenced the growth of Hagerstown almost as much as the national road better known today as Route 40, as it cut through the middle of Hagerstown, leading to all points east and west. The railroad brought commerce and jobs to Hagerstown, helping Hagerstown cement its hub city nickname. My Uncle Herbie, Uncle Ryanie, and my best friend, Steve Zimmerman's dad, Bernard Carroll Zimmerman, better known as BC, all worked at the railroad. Income from the railroad supported many a person I cherish to this day. A few blocks from Sox Tavern is the impressive two-story masonry passenger railway station. In addition to freight trains, passengers rode the rail line east to Baltimore and west to Cumberland and beyond until the passenger line was ended in 1957. The train station is now the Hagerstown Police Station. Perhaps a few thirsty and hungry passengers visited the tavern while they waited for the next train, but the main tavern clientele were the locals. According to my wife Joanne and her brother Jack, their grandparents, Fred and Ivy Sox, owned and operated Sox Tavern for over 20 years. Along with Ivy's mother, great-grandma Mary Minnie Munshower, they served the local blue-collar patrons simple, hearty fare of Minnie's famous ground beef steamers, pies, cold beer, and other libations with zero pretense. And yes, I said steamers. You will hear more about the steamers in Part 2. Here is Fred, Ivy, and Minnie with little Jack Jr. Fred, Ivy, Minnie, and Jack Sr. lived on Foundry Street within easy walking distance of the tavern. Joanne remembers when the trains rumbled past, it felt like the house would shake right off its foundation. Sox Tavern is long gone now. It's just a parking lot. How does that Joni Mitchell song go? Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. By today's standards, living on Foundry Street was probably not paradise, but Fred, Ivy, Minnie, and their son Jack worked incredibly hard and did extremely well for themselves. For a family who literally grew up on the proverbial wrong side of the tracks. Fred ran the tavern by day and then crossed the street for an evening shift at Manbeck's Bread Company to earn extra money. Paul Straub helped with bartending duties in the evenings. Minnie cooked for the tavern to earn extra money. Over the years, the family saved enough to buy a summer clubhouse at Miller's Saw Mill, high on a bank overlooking the Potomac River with the C&O Canal running between the house and the water. There they enjoyed many happy summers gathering with family. Jack and Joanne remember sleeping on the front porch, playing on the towpath, boating, swimming, and helping with chores. The river was a great place for two carefree, spirited kids. This concludes part one of a two-part series of a Hagerstown story. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for part two to hear more about the steamers.